In a recent shooting, the famous hip-hop rapper Takeoff died at the age of 28. This obviously shattered the coach Deion Sanders. Right after this happened, the first thing that he thought of was keeping his team safe. Let's look at Sanders banning his team from leaving the hotel after Takeoff's death. While we're at it, we'll also discuss 3 reasons why he's the perfect fit for the Auburn football head coach job. To start with, why Deion Sanders is being extra careful. What we know is that the rapper Takeoff, whose actual name is Kirshnik Khari Ball, was shot a few days ago. He died in a neighborhood bowling alley. This bowling alley is in the same city that JSU will visit to try and pick up its 9th victory of the season. After this incident, Sanders has made it pretty clear that any family and friends who want to meet the players before Saturday's game can only go to the team's hotel, and at this point, they're not allowed to leave the hotel. All of this seems pretty understandable since Sanders is pretty sick and tired of people that are inspirational to the team continually leaving them. He is, of course, talking about all the rappers who've died recently. Apparently, Takeoff was killed while playing dice in Houston. So, to avoid any other incident like this, while they're still on their way to the same place, Sanders won't let anyone leave the hotel. The only way they can leave is if they are given additional notice by him, which seems pretty unlikely. Takeoff was 1/3 of the group Migos, which has had many top-charting singles over the last 10 years, including Bad and Boujee and Fight Night. Coming up, what happened exactly? What we know from the Houston police is that the shooting happened on a balcony outside the 810 Billiards and Bowling Alley, where Takeoff and Quavo were reportedly playing dice. It seemed like they had basically gone to chill and party. The police said that between 40 and 50 people were at a private party when someone started shooting. When they finally got there, they saw a lot of people and a man who had been shot in the head or neck. Takeoff was pronounced dead at the scene. The police also confirmed that 2 more people were hurt and were taken to the hospital in private cars, and for now, no arrests have been made. At a news conference on Tuesday afternoon, Houston Police Chief Troy Finner asked witnesses at the scene to come forward. They're hoping for any form of information that could help them understand what went down. It could also help put an end to the pain Takeoff's family is going through because of his death. What's more, Sanders gives a pep talk. Takeoff was a sports fan, and in 2018, he joined his band to perform with Pharrell Williams at halftime of the NBA All-Star Game. If you don't know already, Quavo and Takeoff's first album as a duo without Offset came out last week, and it's called Only Built for Infinity Links. The Migos were friends with many professional athletes, and this also includes Atlanta Hawks star Trae Young, who tweeted on Tuesday that he was shocked by the news of Takeoff's death. So, after this news came out, Sanders wondered why someone as famous as Takeoff would be at a bowling alley where people were armed. He then decided to sit his team down and give them a proper talk. He told them to cut ties with bad people and places that were going to get them into trouble. What's more, he hammered home that they need to be aware of their surroundings and relationships as they prepare for Saturday's road game. It's not just about the game, though. Sanders also asked them to remember that they're super important to their families and loved ones, and that they should really think about that before making impulsive decisions that could end in great tragedy. Lastly, people from the music industry honored Takeoff. When the news of Takeoff's sudden death came out, the music industry really couldn't believe it. A lot of people, especially from the rap community, were pretty heartbroken over the loss of a friend and an amazing musician. Takeoff's friends and fans especially went on to social media to honor him. One of these was Gucci Mane, a rapper from Atlanta, who went on Instagram and wrote, "This broke my heart," along with calling him legendary. We also saw industry veterans, friends, and fans of famous people sending their condolences. Drake, for instance, wrote on Instagram, "I have the best memories of us all seeing the world together and bringing light to every city we touched." In an Instagram live stream, a heartbroken designer said, through tears, that he's genuinely done with rap. Rich the Kid, on the other hand, wrote in the caption of an Instagram post, "Today, I lost more than a brother." And now for 3 reasons why Deion Sanders is the perfect fit for the Auburn football head coach job. First off, we can't forget his past at Jackson State because it was that good. The Jackson State Tigers have signed Deion Sanders for his 3rd season. If we're looking at the stats overall, he is 23-5, and in SWAC play, he is 14-2. His Tigers are 8-0 and ranked number 9 in the FCS so far in 2022. Even though he's in charge of a lower-level school and plays against FCS teams, his record is too good to ignore. Before Jackson State hired him in 2020, the last time they won was in 2013. It's pretty clear how he took over a program that hadn't been doing well, but then changed things right away. For example, the team won its first SWAC title since 2007 in 2021. Also, he won this championship in his first full year with the team, since 2020 was cut short because of COVID-19. What makes this even cooler is the fact that Sanders has only been in charge of a high school team before joining Jackson State. This shows how quickly he can change and how well he can lead groups to do big things. A move to the SEC might seem like too big of a a step, but Sanders could still surprise everyone. Up next, let's talk about his dynamic NFL experience. Sanders' time as a professional football player helps his case a lot if he's looking to become the next Auburn football coach. What we know is that he played in the NFL for 14 years and won Super Bowls with both the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. He won Defensive Player of the Year and went to the Pro Bowl 8 times on his own. The most important thing that sets him apart from other candidates is that he can play many different roles. Sanders was a big part of the offense, defense, and special teams in the NFL. As a cornerback, he made 512 tackles in total and 53 interceptions, which led to 9 touchdowns. He caught 60 passes for 784 yards and 3 touchdowns as a wide receiver. With 9 return touchdowns, the 55-year-old was mostly a return specialist on special teams. That means that Sanders knows at least something about every part of the game, and this makes him a better coach because he knows what each player does. So, if you think about it, because he has been on the field, he can also see things that other coaches wouldn't. Not gonna lie, Sanders would be heard in the locker room for sure. Everyone on offense, defense, and special teams would have someone to look up to, and this could be a great way of bringing the players closer together. Finally, his name could change many things about the program. The name Deion Sanders might be the main reason why Auburn football would be a really good fit for him. If a Pro Football Hall of Famer was the head coach of a team, that team would get a lot of attention. The Tigers would get more attention and respect from people all over the country, which would be good for them as well. Hiring Sanders could also change how Auburn recruits people. Those who were interested in him would know his name, which could very easily impact their decisions. If they played for Sanders, they would get more attention and learn more. Also, since they can make money under the NIL agreement, joining the Tigers could be a good financial choice. In terms of money, hiring the 55-year-old could also help the Auburn program. Fans of football could buy more tickets and gear just because they want to see Sanders' team play and support them. This could lead to more games being shown on national and primetime TV, and because of this, the Auburn athletic department could get more sponsors and new fans. At the end of the day, hiring Sanders would have an effect on both the field and the rest of the Tigers program. It could make Auburn a better team and make them a contender for the SEC and college football playoff. Not to mention, it could also bring in more money and fans. More importantly, Sanders could give Auburn football back the respect and power it had a few years ago. And on that note, that's a wrap for this video. Do you think Deion Sanders is a good fit for the Auburn football head coach? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.